All right, so I'm gonna take an old piece of repository here. Let me see, when's the last time I wrote? 2 years ago, 8 months ago. So I'm going to see how Claude Code can improve that. So I have it here, start Claude Code. And the first thing we need to do is create the Claude Code.md file to initialize the code base. So analyzing the code base, Claude.md file is used to provide context for Claude when looking through your code. So context is everything when it comes to these LLMs and good prompts. So here's our file. So the goal here is to improve this repository significantly using AI, saving time in what I would normally need to write anyway, and discover things that I wouldn't have discovered without the help of AI. This takes a while. Put some music in. Alright, so it's creating it. Creating the Claude.md file. Alright, so this running all services. Looks at the project organization. This is pretty cool. So it gives us some context. Leak code. All right, so let's do this. Let's go to these apps directory. Go lesson cache rank. And what does this do? So thread safe cache implementation with the following characteristics: fixed size capacity. Some make files here. So if I were to go here to apps lesson cache rank, I have my. Oh, first let's add the Claude file. Add that Claude.md file. Here. All right. So what we could do is, this README is actually not bad. Fixed size capacity, design constraint, running tests, make test. Let's see if this works. Make test. Nice. Nice. Test race. All right, so it's not bad. So what we could do is we can actually ask Claude. Let's see. I can probably just go into that directory with Claude. See. And then produce a Claude file here. So this should produce a Claude file specific to this directory. All right, let's see how that goes. All right. Oh, see, there's a learning module demonstrating thread safe cache implementation in Go. So it gives you some context, some tests here. Uses async mutex, rankable items, fixed capacity, concurrent patterns. Okay, so what we can do here is we can just ask random stuff with the LLM. Go plan. So plan means you don't write the code first. Just sort of plan things out with the LLM. How would you improve the cache rank implementation? So looking for improvements here because I hand wrote this just for the purpose of getting something up and running, something basic, and I'm sure there are multiple improvements that we can make. We can add that. Okay, so what is it suggesting? Fix cache panic okay, so we don't want to panic. Add capacity validation with new cache and fix eviction algorithm and fix typo. Phase 1. No. Show me the code edits for phase 1. 1. Fix empty cache. Fix panic. So obviously, if you want to go real fast, you can accept all of this and just make the change. But I like to actually understand what they're doing. So what they're suggesting here is, here's the code fix for panic. Currently, the code find the lowest ranking item. Okay. Guard against the empty cache, which I'm not guarding against. And then found false. Okay, so I need to guard this, find the lowest ranking item. I don't know if you need this. I mean, found is a boolean is always set to false. We can ask this. Do we need this? A boolean defaults to false. We might need it. Maybe that's the best way to do it. Okay, so I was right. Simplified version. Or even clearer, we can skip declaring it on the separate line. Code cache. Okay, so take that out. Implement the actually let's keep planning. Show a test that would go along with this change. Obviously, this is slower than what most people would probably do. They would probably simply just accept it. But it's good to run these tests. Run through it. Okay. Implement the solution, the proposed solution with the test. Boom. So it's going to start coding now. So that's the one where it protects the ourselves from an empty cache. Okay, that's setting it the found the boolean found. And it should be writing the test. Okay, yep. So what is it? What did it do? Yep. it runs the test for you, which is great. All right, so if we were to do this, so 2 files with the tests, diff, make tests. Obviously, we'll have more tests here. Make test race. So with that, protection against panic on cache, add a test. So that many lines of code, done deal. Would you be able to create a Makefile target to get test coverage? So I want to get some test coverage to see how much we cover a test. Yep, so we need that. Oops. No, oh, messed up there. Add the Makefile target to get test coverage. Okay. Okay, runs the test, gets the coverage. So let's see. Make coverage, boom. Let's see what it says. It should make coverage HTML. All right. So this is what it showed with the coverage. So covered, tracked, not covered, not tracked. It's pretty good. Let's see here. 100%, 0%. Okay, that's the func main. Not bad. All right. Just like that, we got test coverage. Let's see. So we got coverage 100. Oh, we're pretty good at coverage. Okay. Edit code coverage. Yeah, just like that. We're improving everything here. So let's see, coverage out. We don't need coverage out, do we? That's probably something. We don't need that. We don't need that, do we? Oh, right. We don't need it here. What we need is from the other directory, from the top directory. again. Okay. That get ignore needs to be better, no? So copy, create a update the .get ignore file in this location suited for this project. I don't even know if we need this because it seems like we're ignoring the correct files. I just don't want to. I just wonder why our data ignore is so small. It's usually bigger. Yeah, see the py stuff, the cache files needs to be ignored. And binaries and executables. Yep. Yep. Okay. Yeah, so we need, so basically the IDE stuff, environment stuff, and the Go stuff. Yep. Yeah, we need to ignore all that. Git status. Update it. Git ignore file. All right. Back to our stack, cache rank. So if we look at here, our apps, Claude here, cache rank, cache.go. I don't need this. Test their connection. Okay. Here's another one. How would you improve the Makefile? Makefile is pretty simple. We do the regular test and then we test with the race flag. Basic tests. The cache rank stuff. Add phony for all targets. Right, test arg. Oh, I forgot why we need a phony. Why do we need that phony for each target? I think so that it doesn't get mixed up with an actual call in the terminal. But I forgot. This target is a command, not a file, right? So always run it, right? That's right. So let's see. Okay, yep. Yeah, I think the first two is fine. Implement the following. Let's look at what we have here. Lessons, cache rank. Okay. So it added the coverage targets and the phony, that phony, which we want, because if we can do this, make test is fine, make coverage HTML looks good. So that's what it shows. Not bad. Let's see. Update it. Makefile. All right. So all these improvements and Claude Code protects against panic and cache. So if I were to do git diff main, all this stuff updates would have taken me more than an hour, but now it took me less than 30 minutes. And writing these tests is amazing. Let's see. So looking back here. Okay, so here's the big one. Okay, improve. Well, how would you improve cache tag and the cache implementation? So when I created that cache, it was something very rudimentary, just make something work. But let's see what Claude says would be a better implementation. I'm sure there are many ways to improve this when it comes to speed, safety, just better logic. I should probably benchmark this as well, some of these tests. I should do that. Run some benches. See, no benchmark tests. No test for zero capacity, zero concurrent conviction, no test. All right. So let's take a look. What it says: add capacity validation to new cache, reject zero. Right. We don't need a capacity of less than 0. Doesn't make sense. Error handling on the get. Even common typos. API completeness. Oh, I don't have these. Export rankable fields or add getter. Yep. We want to be able to either probably fetch them through a method would be fine, or receiver. Performance optimization, replace on eviction mean. Oh, see, even optimized it. Design decouple from connection use. Okay, so let's see. Let's just accept all of it. See what it says. See what modifications it made. Let's see. So about 16 things here. Add benchmark. All right. So what is it doing? Capacity must be greater than 0. Right. So that's validation of capacity. Doesn't make sense to have a cache of -1. Connection. Oh, I have just better comments there. This is where they check the capacity. Exporting rank. Yeah, they export rank. Right, doesn't make sense. Do you have the receiver maybe? All right, here's the big one. Uh, so these are the receivers for the common functions of a cache. You do the put, delete something from the cache, clear the cache, get the keys of the cache. Oh, it even has performance metrics. So caches are a very well-known data structure or structure that is pretty good at doing this stuff and goes old enough, more popular enough language that it can produce all this pretty easily. Okay, now it's updating the test to fix the compilation errors. Okay, yep. So it tries to run, tries to compile it. If it doesn't compile it, obviously, it reads the logs, the error logs, and tries to correct itself. Right. So it's adding the test now. You're doing pretty good. 3. Let's put a 3 there. So let's see what it's changing the cache itself. Cache.go. So that's the error logs, exporting the keys and the rank. That makes sense. The delete, the gets, the common receivers for cache. Let's see what says connection. Right, using the exported variables there. Oh, it's the bench test. Nice. So cache bench test. And we want that. It should change also the Makefile to add the bench test target. Let's see if it did that. And yeah, it did. Make bench. Very nice. All this work just for 5-10 minutes. Just knowing what questions to ask. All right, so here are the changes. Keep it in the repository, Claude.md file, cache Claude.md. Got the Makefile, so we created some tests. So coverage, we did some benchmarking as well. All this by vibe coding this thing. I mean, you have to understand the code as well. It prevents the panic on the capacity less than 0, which makes sense. Actually, the delete and then exporting the key variables instead of using functions to expose them. A very idiomatic Go stuff. The common get and put functions for caches, deletes items, keys, clears the cache. Basic containment boolean. These are tests. See, pretty good tests for clearing caches, asserting inserts and misses. Let's see. All right, this looks pretty good. All right, so I think it's a pretty good demo on how AI can take an old piece of code, improve it. Let's do this. Edit AI improvements. Updated. Oh, it's right there. Updated Makefile. Ignore file. And this is the big one. Yep. Cool. I like to delete the branch.